Here come X30 Minis then onto the track, and as we mentioned, this is going to be a fascinating race. It's going to be a hard one to call. Now Christian Brooks is going to start from pole position. He's had a very good set of heats. I've been quickest in a couple of them as well, although he's had a bit of an off-track excursion pre-race here. He's going to have to get himself back into his position. So I think he was late out of the grid, and now he's just trying to get himself back into position. But alongside him will be Finley Dunn, who ended the day very well in terms of the heats. Horsley and Stapleford will be row 2. Drew Davidson, very quick, he's on row 3 with the recovering Bradley Beavers. Jude Fernandhow and Ben Cochran row 4. William Cordell and Jack Cox are row 5. Ellis Bourchier and Jamie Perry row 6. Then it's Oliver Cottam and Luke Weston, Rihanna Regan and Harry Pears. And row 8, Harry Pears, definitely one to watch from the back of the grid. Right, off we go, and Christian Brooks takes the lead going in towards turn number 1 then. Second place is Finley Dunn as they head up towards turn number 3 for the first time. Louis Horsley is there in 3rd place, and 4th place is going to be Drew Davidson. Fantastic move around the outside, that one, as they head through 5 and now down towards 6. There's a move down the inside being made there from Louis Horsley on Finley Dunn. Davidson can see Brooks escaping, and that's his target for this race. As Stapleford is passed by Bradley Beavers for 5th place as they make their way down towards the boot. Behind that, there's another move being made, just trying to spot who that might have been. I'll wait until they cross the line to do so. Beavers now losing a place to Stapleford once again, so the top 10 is Brooks, Horsley, Dunn, Davidson, Stapleford, Cochran, Beavers, Fernandhow, then it's Cox and Perry. So head through turn number 3 there. There's 1 or 2 changes, wasn't there, to the field. And I think Bradley Beavers passed Ben Cochran. I think that was definitely one of the changes, and it was. Now, Harry Pears has made 3 places already, and I think he just made that 4. Now make that 5. He's just gone past the number 12 of Jude Fernandhow, so he's already into the top 10 seemingly, is Harry Pears. So a fantastic start. He really should be with these guys at the front, but it's just not worked out for him in the heats. Let's see what he can do in this one as Brooks comes across the line in the lead. Louis Horsley 2nd, Drew Davidson 3rd, Finley Dunn 4th, Stapleford 5th, then it's Beavers, Cochran, Fernandhow, Pears and Cox. There's a move being made for by Bradley Beavers, that was. So Beavers going into 5th place ahead of Robbie Stapleford as they head down towards turn number 6. Good move that by Beavers. In towards 7, now in towards turn number 8. Cochran is right in his wheel track, so Ben Cochran looking over his shoulder. Across the line, there you go then. Brooks just ahead of Louis Horsley. Davidson 3rd, then it's Finley Dunn 4th, and we have Beavers 5th, Cochran 6th, Stapleford 7th, Fernandhow 8th, Pears is 9th, and Cox is 10th place. There we can see the battle for 8th place actually. So Harry Pears has actually gone through that battle, I think, and is now after Robbie Stapleford, who is in 7th as they come down the back straight, and Ben Cochran just behind Bradley Beavers there. Out of the last corner they go, and there's just under 8 minutes to go here. Drew Davidson has just done a 46.94. So he's getting closer to the 2 leaders, and this is one of the reasons why this was definitely one of the finals I was really looking forward to, because it's going to be unpredictable. As you can see, there are 3 drivers battling for the lead. One more definitely on his way back. So how do you pick a winner? It's going to be very difficult indeed, but we've got a long time to dispute it as they now head down the back straight. Brooks from Horsley, from Davidson, Dunn, Beavers, Cochran, Perry, Pears. In fact, that might be slightly No, in fact, sorry, that was me reading that wrong. Fernahal, Pears, Stapleford and Cox, then Caudle, Perry, Weston, Bourchier and Cotton. Change there for 5th, is that? He got into that 5th place, but since then he hasn't really been able to get moving further up the field. He's had Ben Cochran coming back through. Now Harry Pears makes a move, so he started all the way in last place, 16th and last. Pears is now up to 7th as they head now onto the back straight. Harry Pears in the 74, chasing down this battle between Ben Cochran and Jude Fernahal. Here is your battle for the lead once again. Brooks, Davidson and Horsley. Fastest lap belongs to Drew Davidson, who has just gone into 2nd place on that last lap, so as we are with another battle, Drew Davidson is into 2nd ahead of Louis Horsley, so he's getting a little bit closer to his race victory here. Christian Brooks is going to have to have eyes in the back of his head now, because I don't think Drew Davidson will wait around. I think if he gets an opportunity, he'll go straight for it as they head now down the back straight. Through the boot they go. Brooks is leading the way as they come out of the last corner then. And across the start-finish line, we're into the second half of the race. We have just over 5 minutes to go here. There's Harry Pears, I think, making another move there. And Jude Fernahal, so that puts Pears up into 5th place now. So he's driving a fantastic race here. Now the gap to the rest of the field is about 2 seconds, so it's quite a gap. He's going to need a big battle for any more places, I think, to be won today, but that could indeed happen. The kind of racing we've been seeing, it's definitely not out of the question, so to speak. So we'll keep an eye on that as they come across the start-finish line once again. Pears leading the way in this one. He's got to just try and get himself a bit of a gap here. Out front, no such changes. The top 3 are split by 2nd. Finley Dunn has just dropped 1.3 seconds off the back of the top 3 now. It's very much Brooks versus Davidson for the win here. Louis Horsley is also dropping away as we get further and further into this final. So down the back straight we go. Here are the 2 leaders. We haven't seen them for a while, have we? But here they are. And Brooks has Drew Davidson having just set a new fastest lap right behind him now as they go up towards turn number 3. Drew Davidson just did 46.83. Christian Brooks 46.84 in the race lead, so nothing to choose between them, both in lap times and on track as well in consistency. Drew Davidson, it might be easy at this point to say, well, I think he's just staying in 2nd. Honestly, with lap times like that, I just don't think Davidson has had the chance to pass them. I think they're both on the absolute limit. And until Brooks makes one tiny, minuscule mistake, then he's going to stay in the lead. Or until he defends, maybe, he's going to stay in the lead. Davidson needs to find just that little extra 1/10 of a second to get him right up to the back of Christian Brooks and get him into the race lead. As for Brooks, he just needs to keep doing what he is doing, because he's doing a fantastic job at the moment as they come onto the back straight one more time. Now out of the boot and in towards the final corner. Christian Brooks leads the way from Drew Davidson. And again, their lap times, hardly anything to choose between them, 600s. Christian Brooks was a tiny bit quicker that time. So he's asking questions of Drew Davidson here. And Drew Davidson, is he just pushing a little bit too hard, I wonder now, trying to go after this race victory? Horsley, Dunn, Fernahal, Cochrane, then it's Beavers, then Pears, Stapleford and Cox. Pears was really on a roll, but that has come to a bit of a halt here. He's was once in 5th place, but he's now back down to 8th. He's got just under 2 minutes to try and get back there. So it was looking really good for Harry Pears, but he's just dropped back ever so slightly as the leaders come across the line. 1.5 minutes remaining. Christian Brooks, Drew Davidson, 1 and 2, and there they are on screen. That's a much better line from turn 3 for Drew Davidson. He's been running just a little bit wide over the last 2 laps. That's a line he prefers, but it's the more natural line to go in the middle of the circuit out of there. Certainly what Christian Brooks is doing, isn't he? So Drew Davidson that time just seemed to have perhaps carrying just a little bit less speed. Opens up the visor going down the back straight there. Honestly, I imagine it is extremely hot out there. It is in the commentary box, so I can't imagine how it is for these guys on circuit. And I think just trying to get a bit of air there to line himself up now for the remaining 2 laps of the race, because that's pretty much all we're going to get here. We may squeeze 2 more in at the end of this one, but we'll stay with the leaders. The fill order one more time is Brooks, Davidson, Horsley, Dunn, Fernahal, Cochrane, Beavers, Pears, Stapleford, Cox, Caudle, Perry, Bourchier, Weston and Oliver Cotton. But I'm pretty sure we may see the last lap board at the end of this. If not, then we'll squeeze 2 more in. So Christian Brooks, last lap board's being prepared. Christian Brooks is heading up to the last corner. There's only 5 seconds on the clock and they're not going to make it across. So last lap board did indeed go out as Brooks and Davidson come across the line. Brooks now starting to look over his shoulder. All Brooks has got to do is drive exactly how he did on the last lap and he's won. Don't just start defending because it's the last lap. If he stays exactly how he did, he'll win. But Davidson, is he going to find something a little bit extra to give himself at least a chance at making a move here as they come out of turn 8 and onto the back straight? I don't think he is. It looks as if Christian Brooks has done enough. Oh, Drew Davidson goes for the big lunge and takes the lead. Oh, and Brooks is in the barriers. Well, Drew Davidson went for the almighty lunge there. He's going to come across the line in the lead. But is the win going to go to that man, Louis Horsley? Once the stewards have looked into it. Finley Dunn comes across the line in 3rd. Ben Cochrane 4th. Jude Fernahal is 5th. Then it's Beavers, Stapleford, Pears, and there is Christian Brooks. How racing can be cruel sometimes. Cox is 9th, Caudle 10th, Perry 11th, Bourchier 12th, Weston 13th, Cotton 14th, Brooks 15th. Hopefully we're going to take another look at that one. Drew Davidson went for the big lunge. There was definitely a gap going into the boot. Let's have a look. And there he is. He's well out of control of his car. And to me, I'm afraid to say, to me, Drew Davidson is out of his car when he was going for that move. And he ran onto the grass himself. And, of course, that's going to leave Christian Brooks nowhere else but in the barriers. So if I were Christian Brooks, I would be extremely annoyed with that. And he's actually walking ahead of Drew Davidson there. So that's going to be an awkward encounter, I think. Drew Davidson is happy with his win. Brooks is kind of walking the field home. But you've got to feel sorry for Christian Brooks there. He did everything right in that race. And I think he did the right thing going into the second part of the boot by just leaving a bit of a gap. But Davidson came in just a little bit too much out of control for me. But if nothing is to happen, then he will look back on that a lot of times. If that result stands, then Drew Davidson, I'm sure, will watch this one back quite a few times. But I don't think Brooks will ever want to see this one back. He will be extremely disappointed. So the official result is Drew Davidson, Louis Horsley, Finley Dunn. That is your top 3. Drew Davidson with the fastest lap. Well, X30 Mini, we expected it to be a fantastic race, but I've got to say I didn't expect it to end like that. ends with the leaders coming together with just one corner to go. Brooks in the barriers, Davidson with the race win.